Hello everyone. Today I am just going to briefly kind of give you an idea of how I made this card. Just basically, I'm not going to show you how I did it, I'm just going to explain it to you because I haven't made a second one to show you. So I am almost sickly obsessed with this card format. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I didn't case anyone else's ideas when I put this card together. So it's all a Courtney original. I don't know. All I know is that I have come up with so many different variations of this card, and I will show you. And actually, it started off with this card from, I don't know, a couple months ago or so. I made this one. And ever since then, I make other cards, don't get me wrong, but for some reason lately I'm finding every opportunity I can to make this format. So I'm just going to go with it. It's where my creative juices are flowing, so we're going to go with it. And the other day, I made this one. Well, I think it was like maybe 2 weeks ago, and then I remade it for a friend. That's what it looks like on the inside. And I did a video for this one, but it's kind of messy, so I may or may not edit it and post it, but we'll see. And also, as an invitation for the 4th of July, anybody who's had a party for 4th of July, I made this adorable invitation. How cute is that? And the thing is that most of the sets that I'm using are retired Stampin' Up! Or from another company called the Stamps of Life. So I'm kind of going all over the place, I'm all over my craft room picking this and that and the next thing, and these are the things that I've come up with. So I'm going to give you an idea of the item or the materials that I use, the sizes, and hopefully that'll kind of help you. So first of all, I love, love, love this paper. This is the Fanfare Designer Series paper that I used for the front. So I cut it out. This is for a friend of mine, and I thought I would go with the green and blue since it's Guy. Alright, so the base of the card is the Midnight Muse cardstock, and it is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored a 4 1/4 and then folded. And I corner rounded these two corners. So where it folds, you're going to corner round those two corners. And then you're going to corner, okay, so this sheet, this from the Fanfare piece, is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 and corner round only those two corners again. Okay, and then I took 2 pieces of baker's twine. I used the Lucky Limeade Early Espresso, and I just wrapped it around twice. So you get, you can see that, 4 little strips. Okay, and then I tied it and left these little kind of tassels or whatever hanging off, the legs or whatever. And then I punched a little hole using my crocodile, what did I call it? An alligator for a second, the smaller hole right there. And I actually shifted the twine a little bit so that I wouldn't cut right through it or punch right through it. Punched a hole, put it back up, and this as well, these are the antique sprads. So I put it through this whole piece before I adhered it down. And this, sorry, I should face it your way. This is one of the library clips, which I believe is also retired, unfortunately, but I'm sure you can find something comparable either in Stampin' Up! Or you can go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. Alright, so these stamp sets are, other than this one right here, are all the Stamps of Life. The colors are all Stampin' Up! So this color, the outline of the stamp, is the Midnight Muse, which is a new in color from Stampin' Up! And so are the little check marks. Those are all Midnight Muse. And then the little boxes and all the stamps are all in Island Indigo. So the stamps I used were the following. I used this stamp, and that's in the Midnight Muse. This little line stamp, I don't know how well you can see it, but that goes right here, which first I put the little little boxes on. So that's this little guy right here. Alright, so then I did all the little boxes, and then I figured out where I wanted my line to go. and I did that in Island Indigo as well as the boxes. So that's what that looks like. And I used the wish list, also in Island Indigo. From this, the check. Oh, and the things to do. And that one was called List to Write. Alright, so then this one is Greetings for Birthday from the Stamps of Life. And the only one I used from that is this Calories Don't Count on Your Birthday, So Eat Lots of Cake. But I only colored in the Eat Lots of Cake part using a Stampin' Write marker, Island Indigo. Okay, which I put there. Alright, then this one is Scream for Ice Cream. Looks like that, and I used the party, also in Island Indigo. Then this one is Mums to Stamp, and I used the Enjoy stamp for that. Okay, then for the Celebrate, I used a retired stamp set from Stampin' Up. It is on your birthday. Looks like this. This is the stamp I used, Let's Celebrate. So if you have this, you can go ahead and use it. And I just colored in the Celebrate in the Island Indigo marker. I took two little glue dots and I put them on the back, this corner and this corner of this piece. And I just basically trimmed it to where I wanted it. I used a very vanilla piece of cardstock, stamped the image down, stamped everything, and then just trimmed it to the size that I wanted. And then I put the little clip on. So going on to the inside, this is an image I found online, and I just took it down to 60% and printed it right on a piece of very vanilla cardstock. And then I took my little blender pen, and in the Marina Mist, I got some Marina Mist on the blender pen, and then I just sort of went along the little ripples of the water. Alright, and then also using my blender pen, I took I kind of made a mistake, and originally I went with the chocolate chip, and I changed my mind. I would rather do the early espresso, so it comes out a little bit of almost like a brick tint. So if you want it more brown, you'll go with the early espresso. If you want it even more bricky than this, go with the chocolate chip. Otherwise, if you want it exactly this shade, go with the chocolate chip and then go over it with the early espresso using your blender pen. Then I colored in the mast, I think that's what that's called, using some Crumb Cake, and again I used my blender pen, and that takes a little time because you have to kind of, what I did was I took it in my Crumb Cake and I went dump dump and then just colored dump dump colored dump dump colored dump dump. So I know, great sound effects, right? And that's how it looks. It's kind of weathered, and I like it. It's sort of got that weathered look a little bit. I know there's another term for that, and I'm forgetting what it is right now. I don't want to say antique. I can't think of it right now. And then, I don't know how well you can see it, but using the Pear Pizzazz stamp pad and the blender pen, I colored in this little part, this little line right down here, and then I just used the Pear Pizzazz Stampin' Write marker, the fine tip point, and I just drew that line. Well, that line's there in the picture, and you can find, I just used clip art. That's how I found this. Saved it to my desktop, and then when I went to print it, I changed the settings to 60%, and it'll come out in the middle of the page, so you'll just trim it. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4, so you'll just trim it down. I also corner rounded these two corners. So finally, this image is from the Delightful Dozen set, which, this is not retired. This is in the new catalog. I'm finally using something that's not been retired. And what I did was I inked it up real well in the Pear Pizzazz first, and then I rock and rolled it in the Midnight Muse, and it gave this distressed. That's the term I'm looking for. This looks a little distressed. All right, so this gave it kind of it kind of mirrors this a little bit, just a little, I think, maybe not, but that's what I did, and I love the rock and roll technique. You'll see me do it 1,000 times. I pretty much don't want one color almost ever, except for this. So that is this card. I am so infatuated. I'm probably going to need rehab, but I'm so infatuated with this style right now, and I don't know why. So a bunch of my friends are getting cards like these for birthdays or whatever occasion they've got going on right now. And sorry, friends, I mean, they're all unique, they're all different, but they're all the same basic format. Because I seriously need rehab to get this format out of my skin. So that's it. I hope you all had fun. I'm sorry I didn't actually demonstrate it, but I feel like I gave you kind of a pretty quick and dirty tutorial that would get you in the right direction. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is my favorite format. Oh my God, I love it so much. And I hope you all don't think I'm too crazy at this point. Anyways, until next time, happy stampin'!